Hello and welcome to my review of this spectacular hallway. Now, this is the hallway. As you can tell, it's a very good hallway. You've got your rotating elevator. It's a bit stuck right now, so we'll get the mechanics working on that. It's got your sliding floor panels. Hold on. There you go. So that you can create a nice giant hole in your floor. It's very good. The professionals say it's modern design at its best. We've also got this hallway area that leads to nowhere. So if you just want to go fall out the ship, it's a good idea. We've also got these side buttons right here in the side. So that if you want to fall into space, you can press some buttons. It's a very good idea. Plus, we've got this little spinny thing right here. So if you want to go feel like you're in a merry-go-round, we've got you covered. So, probably should mention the box, right? So this is the Dark Trooper Attack Set 75324 with 166 pieces. This is rated for ages 8 and up. However, basically anybody can build this, assuming they know how to follow instructions. Otherwise, they might have some difficulties. I don't know. I'm not everybody. However, you do get the Mandalorian and the Child over there with the crib that came in the Advent calendar. Cool crib. It was in red then. This one's more in like a gray. You've also got Luke Skywalker and the 3 Dark Troopers there running at him. He's probably going to chop them to bits. But that's not our problem. After knocking over the box, the backside, we got the 2 Dark Troopers there, one getting pulled towards Luke, one just sitting in the back, and one that came out of the Oblivion hallway. Now, over on the left, we've got the spinning elevator feature. Over there, we've got the sliding floorboard trick. And over there in the other corner, we've got the spinning magic trick. Also, this has the tab box, so good luck preserving the box art. That will conclude this finally. And I mean finally, there's no other surprises, so thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye. Now, the first character in this set that's other than the hallway is Luke Skywalker. Oh, wait, that's just his lightsaber. Well, let's see if we can find him now. However, with that information, I do have some good news in the fact that I've come back to the hallway and I found our good friend Luke Skywalker here. Now, he has just come out of the elevator. Luke, I'm just going to have to take those shotguns from you. Thanks. All right, so Luke, if you're ready to let us examine your Lego bits now, that sounds weird, but let's examine the minifigure, shall we? Now, this Luke is different than some of the other Lukes that we've had because he's actually in his robe. So that means he has the leg detail and like the torso detail of like a regular robe. Plus, he does have his like belt normally in black, which is nice. He's got his robot arm and his regular arm. Pretty self-explanatory. He does have a soft cape, which is nice to see. If I lift up the soft cape, we can see the back etching detail, which is pretty minute, but it's there. It's pretty nice. You probably won't see it unless you take off the cape, but there is the possibility to do that. If we take off his hood, which is, in my opinion, the worst hood piece, it works well with some characters, but for, like, generally, I think I prefer the older hood piece because it, well, felt more like a hood. This kind of just feels like a weird sack with a cutout. I don't know how to put that better. He has a happy face, which is just generically happy, and then he's a bit grumpy because he hasn't gotten to Grogu yet. So, there's that. We're going to toss him to the side a bit, and I'm going to see if I can find the Dark Troopers. I found the Dark Troopers by rotating the hallway again. It turns out they've all been jettisoned to space, so we're going to use our, hold on a second. However, good thing I always have my spare space tow truck lying around, so we can go grab ourselves a Dark Trooper and get him. Now, the final character, or characters, because there's 3 of them, is the Dark Trooper. Now, the Dark Trooper is definitely an expensive character up until this point, because the only other set that it came in was the $160 Imperial Light Cruiser, which is definitely a big price point of entry for a character like that, especially since a decent amount of people want them, and in bulk. So, this definitely fits a market gap that was previously missing, and it does it relatively well. I'm not going to say that the hallway is the best thing for it, but I mean, you can definitely make use of a few dozen hallways, depending on how many of these. Actually, if I say few dozen, that's like you're buying 36 of the set, meaning that you're getting 36 hallways, which is definitely a bit of an overstatement of how many of these probably people are going to buy. But let's get into the Trooper. The Trooper itself has definitely robotic detailing because, well, it's a robot. It does have these light gray edges over here to kind of mimic the robotic shape, which is a lot skinnier than you would say human, like Luke Skywalker, so that makes sense. You've got the per body torso, which is mimicked by this like football plating. Over here, same like they did for Wrecker, make it look like a bigger, bulkier minifig. You've got no arm detailing, but that's perfectly fine for this character, seeing as they have shoulder pads, so a lot of the arm detail would go missing, and it's not like they have a lot of arm detailing to begin with. The torso itself has a lot of bolts there, and connects over here to a lot of the torso plate. If I take this off, now without the torso, you can see basically the same detail, just it looks far too much like a normal minifigure. You do get that chest gap still, so there's, because it's, I don't know, it's thinned out a decent bit, and then it goes back into bulk, so I guess it makes sense. Also, if you're wondering, the back of these does have 2 clips, so you can theoretically do some stuff with that. Make a jetpack of sorts, or just kind of have some weapons there. The helmet is pretty interesting because it's got the breathing apparatus there. It does have the slits for the eyes, and then it has a little bit of side detail. Not much, though. It kind of rounds out, so you've got that. It smoothens out like a regular face kind of does. If you take that off, you get this decently ugly face. It does look like your generic security robot there with the same breathing amount. Or not breathing amount, but the breathing mask, and then you've also got the full-on red bar over there. On the back, you've got more back detail than is allowed on the armor, but you do get your like clone trooper or stormtrooper kind of like backpack, and then like the bottom like belt cylinder there, which is interesting, kind of that continuation with that same thinning there, so it is a thinner minifig. And on the back, there's the head specifically, there's a little bit of silver and black bits to kind of round out the figure. Overall, very nice figure. Now let's quickly round out some of the details that we missed. Like these armor plate, like these panels right here, are very, very cool. You've got some lighting fixtures or some ventilation there along next to the lighting fixtures. Very nice. You've got that hole into outer space. The elevator has a button system above it so that you can tell which floor it's on. You've got a pivot switch, which is a little bit difficult to use depending on how you grab it and make sure not to drop anything. So other than the elevator, which does have some lighting panels in there like you'd expect, it does have a bit of a control panel off to the side, and on this side you've got those buttons. The outside itself is nothing to behold, as the main function of this is the inside, as long as you're not making a mess, which I've clearly just made with this. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.